Hello and welcome to Communication Connection. I'm Terry Likes. Thank you so much for joining us. As faculty, our greatest joy comes when our students exceed our expectations and especially beyond the classroom after graduation. But our guest today is someone who is not only exceeding expectations, but she's still in the classroom. Taylor Howard is our guest here on Communication Connection. She's a senior with an emphasis in broadcast and digital journalism. Taylor, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
You have a goal of being a television journalist, an anchor, a reporter.
Yes.
At a time when fewer people are watching the news, what is it that attracts you to being a part of the news?
Well, from the time I was little, I remember in second grade, I went to school and I was telling everybody, you know, WAPT, I was telling everybody I saw something on WAPT this weekend that was interesting. So I was kind of always talking about the news. I'd always seen the news. I'd grown up watching the news. And so naturally, I kind of felt like that would be something I'd be interested in. And so that's why I decided to kind of follow that career path.
You've had great success so far. You have won more than a dozen national, regional, state awards. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And there's more to come because you haven't graduated yet.
Right.
So work during your senior year. What has been a favorite story you've developed so far?
Well, see, I've won awards in radio, podcast, television. While it may have not been a super important story, the story I had done on scooter safety policies was my first television award. And so that was a big one. That's one I'm up for this coming fall in October. And so I think that one may be my favorite just because I'd always wanted to win a television award. And finally, I was, I don't know if I haven't won it yet, but I'm hoping I win, and so it was just an honor to be nominated for that.
Well, you're finalist for
Yes, I'm a
one.
finalist.
And you're also, I often tell students, slow down, enjoy your senior year because so many are in such a rush. But a great event that you have coming up is to join other students and a faculty advisor to go to Washington, D.C. this fall. You're a finalist for a Pinnacle Award of the College Media Association. So congratulations.
Thank
Tell
you.
us more about that. Is that for the scooter story or?
It is, yes.
Okay.
So it was on scooter policies around MSU. I had seen so many students kind of breaking those policies and riding scooters on sidewalks. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to make a story out of this. I think it's important. I know they had sent out so many announcements warning students. And so I did that. I had talked to some faculty members who had kind of created the policy themselves. And it was an interesting story I did, but I'm excited to go to DC and see what happens with that.
Well, we wish you all the best with that.
Thank you very much.
You mentioned a Jackson television station earlier. So
Yes.
as faculty, and I know media professionals encourage students to do internships, it can help take what you've done in the classroom and kind of accelerate the experience. So tell us about your internship that you had last year in Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah, so at WLBT, I had loved everybody I worked with. I really learned a lot. I was able to write stories for the anchors on air to read. I had put together a package. I had a little bit of experience with being able to do a live shot, which was really cool. I did a story on TSA in the Jackson airport, which was interesting. I got a lot of experience out of it. I got a lot of hands-on work from it, which meant a lot to me. And I learned so much about people. I met so many people in the community that I would have never had the opportunity to do so if it weren't for that internship. So I learned so much from it. I gained so much. I met so many people within the industry. It was all around just a really great experience for me.
And then last spring, your family moved to Oklahoma.
Yes.
It was a shock for us here at State.
Yes.
We thought you were going to leave us.
I know.
But in the, I guess, a positive element besides being with family is when you were in Tulsa over the summer, you did an internship as well at KOTV. How did that experience build upon what you had just described in Jackson?
So in Jackson, I gained a lot of hands-on experience. In Tulsa, I didn't have that as much because it's a bigger market. But I had developed so many great relationships there. There were a few girls that were around my age there too, so I had made some friendships that way. Really, I think it was just For me, it's about meeting so many people in the community, meeting people I would have never had the opportunity to meet. And so I had taken what I had learned in Jackson at WLBT and applied that at KOTV, and had learned even more than I did in Jackson, which was nice. So I had that people experience at KOTV, and in Jackson I had that more hands-on experience, which was nice too.
So I mentioned moving with family.
Yes.
Quite a distance away from Starkville.
Yes, quite a distance.
What is it that brought you back? You could have gone to Oklahoma State or some
Yes.
other school in that vicinity.
Yes, well, the communications department here, I feel like I've really made such great relationships with the faculty, you as well, Dr. Likes. But I've learned so much from the faculty members here. Kind of going off of that, there's so many that have had experience in television, that have worked at different news stations. I know Mr. Mission, he's one of my favorites. He had won an Emmy, and so I learned so much from them. I feel so comfortable with the staff and with the faculty in communications, and so that was a big reason why I wanted to come back. I missed friends, but I really just missed the department as a whole.
And you miss ringing the cowbell at
That's
the games
right.
too.
I sure did. Very, very true.
Well, you mentioned talented faculty that I'm blessed to work with every
Yes.
day. So this semester you're involved with the student newscast. It's called Take 30.
Yes.
It simulates a day in the life of a newsroom where you have a morning meeting, you shoot and edit and write your stories during the day, and you go live at 4 o'clock. You have recently had the lead story in one newscast. Most recently you anchored. It was your first live newscast anchoring. Tell us how this experience has been going for you.
Oh, it's been great. I think, especially in the past year, at first, I think it's harder to get comfortable in front of the camera. It's not hard for me to sit across from somebody and talk with somebody, but it's definitely harder to get used to speaking to the camera. And so I think Take 30 has helped me so much with just getting used to that, getting comfortable with myself, getting comfortable with the camera. Talking into the camera lens, it can be intimidating, but I really feel like if I feel connected to the story that I'm telling, it's so much easier for me to just open up and immediately be able to talk. So I've had a lot of experience with that. I'll say another thing that I think is so important in journalism is teamwork. And so getting used to working with a big group of people. We have 20 people or so, maybe a couple more than 20, but we have 20 people that we're working with this semester. And so it's so many people in such a tight spot, and we're with each other for 8 hours a day. So we've all gotten to know each other really well. And I've really just enjoyed working with everyone and learning. You can kind of always learn, I think, from so many people that you're around. And so I've taken so many tips. I've gotten so much feedback from friends in the class, faculty members that are watching over the newscast every Friday. And so I think it's just really, it's shaped my outlook on TV. There's a lot that goes into it, and it's a big teamwork. It's a lot of teamwork, and so I think that for me, I've been able to learn how to work with people so well. Take feedback, listen to that feedback, sit with it. So it's been very rewarding.
In any business, networking is critical, and you have mentioned that. So how is networking going to play a role as far as you and your job search?
I think through these internships that I've had, that's definitely really helped. Whenever I interned at KOTV, I met different people from other stations in the nearby area. At WLBT as well, I had met so many people within the industry that way. So I think that having those internships is so important in TV, because that's really how you meet so many people. Through MAB Day conferences, student organizations on campus, I think that networking, finding people that are interested in you, that think that you would be a good fit with them, is very important. Networking is everything, especially in this industry. And so thankfully through these internships, I've been able to meet so many wonderful people.
Well, pretty soon, counting the days, I'm sure you'll be walking across the stage at Humphrey Coliseum and shaking the president's hand and the provost and the dean. It'll be a big day for you and your family. you're going to be building a portfolio to be able to show employers between now and then, so looking for a job. Tell us about the portfolio process and job seeking here as you are just months away from graduation.
Yeah, so this semester especially, I'm very focused on getting great stand-ups, interactive stand-ups, trying to get more creative with my work, trying to do new things, try different stories that would be appealing to people looking at me and potentially giving me a job offer. And so I think just finding creative ways to tell a story, to do a stand-up, to have that good on-air presence is very important. And writing too. Writing is such an important aspect to this career field. And so just making sure that my writing's very polished, very engaged, has definitely been something I've been working on. So yeah, I think just polishing up those reels, getting my resume together, making sure it looks as professional as possible, making sure my reels look as professional as possible has been something I've been trying to do this past semester.
Well, obvious goal upon graduation is to get a job. Tell us about your short-term goals. Where would you like to start if you have a choice, and maybe your future goals as well?
Yeah, so through the relationships I'd made at KOTV, I would love to be able to go back to Tulsa. I'd met so many people in the community, and I'd lived in Tulsa before I moved to Mississippi. Moved to Mississippi in second grade, lived in Tulsa before, and so I have family there, which is really nice. My entire family's in Tulsa. So it would be nice to be able to go back, be around my grandparents on both sides while they're still here is important to me because I'd missed so many of those years from second grade on. So I would love to be able to get a job at KOTV as a starting reporter. As for goals besides that, I really just think it's up to God. It's what He decides is best for me and where He wants to lead me. And so really I'm going to be applying to as many places as I can, see what I get. Maybe hopefully I'll have options. If not, I'll be where I'm supposed to be, where I'm going to be planted. So
well, good luck.
yeah, thank you.
Final question. You remember back in your freshman, sophomore, early junior days. Now you're sitting here as a senior. You've been able to accomplish a lot. What advice would you have for those coming behind you?
It's a very good question. I would say learning how to be personable, learning how to be an honest person in your everyday life, being a good person, doing things for others, being selfless is very important because like I was telling you earlier, I think that the way we act, the way we behave in our everyday life really can seep into our work life. And so I would say practicing being an honorable, ethical, objective person. I try to not get too opinionated on things constantly because I think it's important to be able to see different people's perspectives.
And that's good advice if you're on the air because
Yes.
they will see that personality shine through.
Yes, just
so.
be yourself too. It's so important. Be yourself. Take advice from others. Learn from others. Find somebody like Dr. Likes, who has been such a great mentor to me. Find a mentor. Find somebody that can help you, guide you, and lead you along the way.
Taylor, thank you so much. We wish you all the best
Thank you.
in your career. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for watching here on Communication Connection. I'm Terry Likes. We'll see you next time.